So the topic of this video is Fallout in general, the companions. I'm not going to be talking about Fallout 1 or Fallout 2 companions. I'm only going to be talking about Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4 companions. Because in Fallout 1 and 2 it's a completely different game style. So, and most people probably wouldn't have any idea about any of those people or the companions in that game. And if you don't know what a companion is in Fallout, you can get them to follow you and they do as you say and stuff, and yeah, they shadow you. You know how like in Fallout it's a free roam game? Well, you get them to follow you and they do what you want. They can hold your equipment and stuff. That's what a companion is. You can look it up if you don't think I gave you a good enough definition. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to be including the DLC characters for the Fallouts. The ones that are actually like, yeah, full-on Fallout companions in all the Fallouts and DLC companions, in case you don't know who some of these people are or companions are. So first off, at the bottom of the list, we're going to be starting with the my least liked, companions to my most favorite companions. So the first one on this list is going to be the one that I like the least, and then down at the bottom will be, the last one I list will be my favorite companion. It goes in order. So first is X688, which is a Fallout 4 companion, and he's just bland of a character, and that's not the only thing. Is he's a synth, he's a robot. That's kind of one thing about it, but the main thing about it is he's just his attitude. He doesn't have a good attitude. He's just, you do nice things, he hates you for it. It's just, it's against what I like. And then next we have Walking Cloud, which is a DLC companion in Fallout New Vegas and the Honest Hearts DLC. She is a companion from there. She's nice and everything. That's the only reason really she's above X688. And she's kind of boring and everything, and I just, she doesn't really do much. And then next we have Star Paddling Cross. She's a Brotherhood member from Fallout 3. She's a main companion from Fallout 3, and she's boring. She doesn't have like too much exciting features about her. She wears power armor. Really, that's it. Next we got the Automatron, which is from the DLC Automatron in Fallout 4, which you'd probably want to list him like as one of the best. The only thing is that you can do the exact same with the average Automatron as you can with like Codsworth and Curie. If you don't, like, you can do like with any robot in Fallout 4, like you can take them to the workshop. So why have a bland Automatron who has like no personality, has no really features to talk to or romance or anything, when you could like upgrade like Ada or Codsworth, right? Where they have a full set of talking, you get along with them and everything instead of having this boring Automatron. That's why Automatron's down at the bottom, even though you can make them into like a sentry bot, into this, make them into whatever bot you want, which is awesome. But I mean, considering just the blandness about the personality. Next we got Strong. Strong is just, he's stupid. He's just stupid. He's a super mutant, he's cool, and he can carry a lot. That's like the only good thing about him, is that he carries a lot. And he can take a lot of heat in a battle, and he does some strong damage in melee with the sledgehammer. But he's overall just stupid in the head and mean in the head, and just bland. So that's why he's down there. Next we got Preston Garvey. I like him. He's a good guy and everything, but he's a little bit, how do I explain it? He's just not, he's nice, but he's kind of like bland nice, like he's just like, he has dreams. He has dreams that just, you don't really, even though it's like he's a good person, you still, normally if they're a good person, you want to like follow through with them. But with him, his dreams are just, I don't know, he's just bland dreams, and you just don't want to follow through with them because they're boring dreams. You know what I'm saying? Next we got Curie, which her voice is kind of what she's down here. Her voice can get a little annoying, but that's because she's a robot, not because she's a female. Don't worry, it's because the robot voice is just weird. I mean, I like Ada. Like, Ada's pretty cool, and she's a robot. Anyways, Curie, you can keep her as like a, what do you call it, a Mr. Handy, or you can have her, or I guess a Mrs. Handy, or you can have her as a synth. You can change her into a synth, depending on if you did the quest or not. Sorry if I spoiled that, but I mean, it's not really much of a spoiler. It's like one little quest line. It's not like a major leak to the entire thing. But anyway, she's a major character to Fallout 4, and not a major character, a main companion to Fallout 4. And she's just, you can romance and everything, but like, as in, like, there's a lot to talk about and everything, and you can do a lot with her, but she just have her own quest, so it is pretty unique, but it's just not, you know, in comparison to all the other companions, she's just a little bit lower, you know. Next we got Charn, which is the ghoul, which is Fallout 3 companion, which you can buy his contract, and he hates his boss, but he does what his boss says. But once you buy it with his contract, first thing he does is he just doesn't give a crap. He goes and blows his boss's head off. He is you know, he's a savage. He doesn't have, it's not that he's insane, it's just he doesn't really, you know, what's the word, he has no feelings, really. He's just like blank in the feelings category, you know. He does what he needs to do. I like him. He has the combat shotgun, which is really depressing that it's not in any other game other than Fallout 3. The combat shotgun was one of my favorite guns about Fallout 3. It's too bad it's only in Fallout 3 because I love the combat shotgun. It's a disappointment that it's not in any other game. I'm sorry I get off Charon. But anyways, next we got Kate, because she can just be annoying. Not because her Irish accent, but I mean, not because of that, but because she just, the way she talks, her attitude, she's mean sometimes, and she's just annoying. Stop staring at my, you know, she says Irish and stuff, stop staring at my Irish and everything, and she's just annoying, everything that she says. And then you do make her into a better person if you do her quest. I'm not going to spoil that though. Next, she's a Fallout 4 character anyways. Next we got Clover, and she's a Fallout 3 character. She's a little bit bland, that's why she's down here, but overall she has a bright personality, that's why she's a little bit higher. Next we got Lily from Fallout New Vegas. Lily's just not very smart. She's nice though. Like, you can tell Sweetie, like, she just says Jimmy and Sweetie, and that's what she calls you and everything. It just makes you like her. Like, you know, she's a Nightkin, which is sadly only in Fallout New Vegas, which is another thing that Fallout's have in common, having a bunch of stuff that are awesome but are only in that specific Fallout. So like, oh, I love all these things about Fallout New Vegas, but, and then I love this about Fallout 3, but that's only in Fallout 3 and this is only in Fallout New Vegas. I can't, you know, that's what some things are, and it sucks. But anyways, next we got and Lily is a little bit insane if she doesn't have a medicine. But next we have Ada, which is a DLC. She's a DLC companion from Fallout 4. The Automatron DLC. She's I like her. She's actually a really cool companion. She's just, you know, the blank voice, robotic voice, just it's a little boring and stuff. And you know, she has a awesome, like, she has a lot of quests you can do, probably the most quests of any companion. She does a lot of quests with you and everything. She's there along your side. Well, I mean, she's there for a couple quests, but then you can choose to do the rest without her, but she can stick through and has unique dialogue with that and stuff. And she can be pretty cool. Next we got a Dog/God, which is a DLC companion for Fallout New Vegas. DLC, what DLC was he wasn't from? Oh, he was from Dead Money. And he was a little bit insane as well. He was a Nightkin, as well as, you know, Lily was. And I just like him. He seems like, if you played it, like, look up Dog/God from Fallout New Vegas, Dead Money. He's just, I don't know really how to explain it. There's just something about him that makes you like him, but then, you know, you feel bad for him as well, because he's kind of like trapped. His soul is like trapped. His brain, he's all like, he has all multiple like personalities disorder. Next we got Cosworth, because Cosworth is just sympathetic. He's been your companion, like, you've known him since the very beginning of Fallout 4. He's just like the first companion other than dog meat, and he's just pretty awesome. Not to mention that he's a really nice robot, and he's basically a really way better version of Automatron. All you need is the Automatron DLC, and then you can like customize him into like any, like, you can make him into a sentry bot or anything. Instead of just being a Mr. Handy, you can make him into like any robot you want and stuff. It's pretty cool. Other than obviously you can't make him into the Prime, but that'd be pretty cool if you can make him into that. But next we got Follows Chalk, which he's from the DLC Honest Hearts as well in Fallout New Vegas. He kind of has a good personality. He's a kind of a native tribal person. He's likable. He's respectable. You respect him. You learn to respect him. He's like the first companion you get. Like at the very beginning, he helps you out in the very beginning of Honest Hearts in Fallout New Vegas. Next we got Old Longfellow, which is a DLC character from Fallout 4's Far Harbor, which he has a nice attitude and everything, but he's like, you know, he's talking about the fog and everything, and he has his own quest and everything in the DLC, but it's kind of hard to get. I only played it once, which is like the only quest probably ever that I've only played like once in Fallout, of all the Fallouts. Rarely do I only play a quest once, because I've replayed all the games so many times. Like it's really rare that I've only played like a quest once. But anyways, he's pretty cool, but he gets kind of bland after a while, boring. Next we got Nick Valentine, which is awesome character. He's a really good synth. Like he has such good intentions. He's such a good companion as well. He has a really good side quest, which kind of gets boring because you have to go all over the place to get all the holotapes, and then all it really ends up being is you find the criminal and that's it, and it's over. But it has such a good backstory to it. It's what makes it good. It's boring in like gameplay wise, but it's really good in like story wise, you know, like his quest. I'm not gonna spoil, but I kind of already did a little bit, but not really. Like he's part of the main quest as well and everything. He's just a really good character. Next we got Deacon, which is a Fallout 4 character. If you help the railroad and everything. And he just has a good personality. The only thing is that makes him go down this far. Like he'd be higher on the list, but he's down this far because he lies so much, and I can't stand it when people lie straight to your face, and that's all he ever does. Like he just continuously lying to your face. But he has a fun personality, and he's really nice and everything. But you know, and he kind of is fighting for laws and cause the railroad. Like if you just look at it, the Brotherhood of Steel or the Institute and the railroad, like it's just I'm not saying I hate the railroad, because I've of course played the railroad many times and helped them out. It's just when you compare the three, you know, the railroad seems like they would, like in real life, the Institute would 100%, and the Brotherhood of Steel is a huge amount of power armored people with like technology. Like that's what they are in all three of the games. Like they're overpowered with their power armor and their high tech technology. And then you have the railroad, you know, it's a bunch of basically people saving synths, which are enemies to the Brotherhood and the Institute, which the Institute's overpowered because they make the synths and everything, you know, and they're secret and no one really knows much about them, and there's, yeah, the railroad's just a losing cause. That's why I was saying that. Next we got Eddie, which is a character from Fallout New Vegas. He's a companion, and he's a really nice companion. The only thing is he doesn't really say much. He just bleeps, so that's what makes him down this far. But next we got Dogmeat from Fallout 4, which the only reason Dogmeat's this far down the list is because he doesn't do much in Fallout 4. He holds the enemies for you, it makes it easier to attack and everything. But other than that, you can't really talk to him, and he dies really easy, and he's only melee. That's the only reason he's down this far on the list. It's because it's so hard for me. I hate saying this, but he's just such a bad companion in Fallout 4. Like he's not good, which breaks my heart because I love dogs and everything. I'm sorry, but there he is right there. But anyways, Sergeant RL3 is a Fallout 3 companion, and he is a robot, and he's up high because he's just up high above like Codsworth and them, even though he doesn't really say much, because in Fallout 3 your companions can die, and there's 3 companions like that you can trust with you at all times basically, unless like there's a behemoth around in Fallout 3, which the behemoths like are crazy to fight in Fallout 3. They're not like Fallout 4. If you think they're scary in Fallout 4, fight a behemoth in Fallout 3. Like they're scary. There's only really 3 companions in Fallout 3 that you can trust to have with you. Like the rest of them can die so easily, like Butch and Jericho and Paladin, Starcross, Paladin, whatever, and all them. But RL3, Sergeant RL3, sorry, is like he helps out a lot, kills them really easy, has a lot of health. can carry some stuff for you. He's pretty good to have as a companion. And then you have Fox and Dogmeat in Fallout 3, which are basically the other two that are really hard to kill as well. Because Dogmeat is just, you can have Dogmeat and then you can have any other companion. Like you can have any companion then Dogmeat, like having two companions. But the second companion has to be Dogmeat, and that's a good thing because Dogmeat is pretty tough and can do some damage. And then you have Fox, who has the Gatling laser and the sledgehammer, the super sledge, and he's just like, his health is like invincible, it makes it seem. But those weren't in order. I was just listing the three like companions that you'd want for Fallout 3. But anyways, we next we got Jericho from Fallout 3, which he was the next raider, but his personality, you like him, even though you don't like him at first because he's kind of rude, but you kind of get to like him and everything. But he does die pretty quick. Next we got Dean Domino, which is a DLC character from Dead Money, which is in Fallout New Vegas. And his personality, he's a ghoul, but it's his personality that keeps him there. Next we got Christine Royce, which is another DLC character from Fallout New Vegas, is Dead Money. And she doesn't say anything, which she's just a little bit badass, that's why she's surviving. Then we got Butch next from Fallout 3, which he's on this list because he's from the very beginning of Fallout 3, and you really don't like him at the beginning of Fallout 3 continuously over and over again, but then you save his mom if you do choose to do that, and then the quest comes along with the, you know, you get to like him and everything, your companions and your friends, your buddies. Next we got Boone from Fallout New Vegas, and he's a sick shot. He does a lot of damage with this sniper, and his personality that hates the Legion, I just love that about him, because I don't like the Legion either in Fallout New Vegas. I worked with the Legion for a little bit but I never fully complete with the Legion because I just hate them. I just kill them all. Next we got Veronica. She's a Brotherhood of Steel member from Fallout 3. Fallout New Vegas, sorry. And she has a good personality and everything, and she's pretty cool. Next we got Piper. Piper has so much that you can do with Piper. She's part of the main quest of Fallout 4. So you basically have to encounter her. You do have to encounter her. She has so much dialogue, you can romance her and everything. It's just a good character overall. Personality and everything. And then next we got Rex from Fallout New Vegas. Rex is just, you have your own quest, you get to save Rex's life, give him a new brain and everything. You help the king out. Rex is just such a good dog in Fallout New Vegas. A good companion, and he's like he's basically like what Fallout 3 was. Next we got Hancock, which is a Fallout 4 companion. He's just overall badass, and he's just awesome. You basically have to encounter him. You do have to encounter him. You don't have to sit there and listen to him, but you encounter him, but you don't have to do anything with him. When you enter Good Neighbor in Fallout 4, you will end up coming across him. And he's part of a couple quests and everything, like the Silver Stroke quest, the quest with Bobby where you're the big dig, and you do a bunch of stuff with him, and he's just, I connected with him so much. Like, I hate people who are rude and stupid, and then I killed him in the game and stuff, and that's what he does. He kills the stupid, like, guy that's, like, being rude to you and everything, even though he doesn't know you. I connect with him so much. Next we got Portal Gauge, he's a fantastic character, even though he's a raider from Fallout 4's Nuka World DLC. He's just, I don't know, he helps you out in the beginning of the DLC, and he basically saves your life. Like, he gives you the squirt gun, which he basically saves your life. You'd understand if you played the DLC. I don't want to spoil it, but he's just a great character. You can romance him and everything. A lot of dialogue and everything is just awesome. I think he's the only DLC character you can romance in Fallout 4's DLC character, I think. Pretty cool. Next we got McCready. McCready's just overall badass, and you don't have to encounter him, but you're most likely, oh no, he's kind of hidden away a little bit, but you might encounter him. He has his own quest that's pretty long, and it's a good one. You save his child, and you just connect with him so much more because he was in Fallout 3 as a kid, and in Fallout 3 you have to have came across him, It's part of the main quest, and he's just such a nasty kid in Fallout 3. But you kind of like him, even though he's nasty to you in Fallout 3. But then in Fallout 4, you know, you come across him again, and then he's saving his own kid's life if you do his quest and everything. It's just awesome. Next we got Raul from Fallout New Vegas, just because Raul was awesome. He was funny. He was that awesome Mexican ghoul, which you saved his life. He's like, yes, boss. He's just awesome. He's great. He's great. You need to have him as a companion at some point in Fallout New Vegas. He's basically, him and Cash are like my two main companions in Fallout New Vegas. Like I usually switch out and have them all at some point, a bunch of the time, in Fallout New Vegas, because Fallout New Vegas just has some great companion choices. But I normally like to stick around with like Raul, like for a good portion of each run through I play Fallout New Vegas, because he's just awesome. Next we got Dogmeat from Fallout 3, because he's such a tank in Fallout 3, and how can you not love him? How can you not love him? Like, that's not even a question, you just love him. Dogmeat, awesome, no explanation needed. Next we got Lonesome Road Eddie, which is, he's up here higher than the regular Eddie from Fallout New Vegas, because this Eddie, the Lonesome Road Eddie, is from the Lonesome Road DLC, and he's there for you from the very beginning of Fallout New Vegas' Lonesome Road, and yeah, he's just there with you from the very beginning to the end of Lonesome Road. And you know, you can upgrade him, you can get all these kits to upgrade him and everything, and it's pretty cool. He unlocks certain stuff with you for you and everything, and you can like craft on him and everything, and he's just such a good companion, and you talk to him, and he's overall a great character. Like, if you play Fallout New Vegas, get the Lonesome Road DLC and play it, like, and he'd be really high on this list for just that, but there's more. He also sacrifices himself, like, to save you at the very end. Like, at the end of Fallout New Vegas' Lonesome Road, like, he dies, like, to save, like, to stop the nuclear warheads from launching and everything. It was really devastating. Like, it was really hard, because he was a companion and he dies and everything, and it was horrible. He deserves the number 4 spot on this list. In the number 3 spot, we got Joshua Graham, which is from the Honest Hearts DLC. I know, we had like 4 from the Honest Hearts DLC in Fallout New Vegas. But Joshua Graham was just complete badass. And when you play the base game of Fallout New Vegas, they talk about the Burned Man, and they actually put him in the DLC, Honest Hearts, and that's Joshua Graham, and he's just epic, and he's just awesome. He's really, like, just because of how badass he is, his personality and everything, and he helps you out and everything, and you know, he gives you his gun. Like, you don't normally have to kill. Normally you have to like kill people or like pickpocket them to get the stuff off them. Like, you don't even have to kill Joshua Graham. He gives you his uniform and his pistol at the end of the DLC anyways. Like, I wouldn't kill him anyways, even though he had like the legendary armor and not armor, but like uniform and pistol on him, because he's just such a great character. I don't like killing them, you know. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But in the second spot, we got Fox, which is a Fallout 3 character. He's the best of Fallout 3. Like, he's the last Fallout 3 character on here, and he's just, you would understand if you play Fallout 3. You have to encounter him. You save him, and then he gives you the GEC, and then he comes back, and then he returns the favor and saves your life after you saved his life. And he's really good personality, and he has a really good behavior. Like, he's really nice, and he's not like the other super mutants. Like, he's amazing companion. He's basically invincible, and he basically destroys. Even behemoths can't seem to kill him in Fallout 3. He has the Gatling laser, and he just has like infinite health, it seems. He's just a complete badass. And then in the number 1 spot, we got Cass from Fallout New Vegas, which is the best of Fallout New Vegas, the best of all the companions. And you would understand her personality. Amazing. Like, she has her own quest, like, and then she's a part of like another quest. Like, she's part of like 2 other quests. There's a bunch of quests to have her. There's not main quests. None of them are main quests, but there's a bunch of quests that involve her. and she's just a complete badass. Has an awesome personality. You just love to have her as a companion. Uh, just a completely great, one of the best characters of all time of any video games is Cass. Rose of Sharon Cassidy, I guess that's what her official name is, but yeah, Cass, like, awesome character, completely awesome. Um, I hope you enjoyed the video. No one probably stuck to this point, but anyways, peace out.